Welcome to Test Drive Roblox. This is a game I've been working on with my friends for about 3 years now, and in that time, it has evolved quite a lot. It started off as a horrible Drivebox type game, horrible cars, a horrible map, horrible dealerships, no gameplay, and nothing. And it's also about this time where we released the first public demo version of the game, and it had about 6 cars and 8 roads to drive on. Yeah, I know, we were at the top of our game back then. And then, we closed the game for about an entire 2 years, we remade the entire map, made 1,000 new cars that all look better, more dealerships, everything else. And that brings us to today, October 2025, the first release of the actually good public demo version of the game. But it's January 2026, because I'm just very slow. I'll be taking you on a tour of the entire game. I'll just show you all the cars, the dealerships, the map, the houses, and everything else I can find. And probably also give you a history lesson on the entire game, because that's how it is. So if you couldn't tell from the game's name already, this is supposed to be a Roblox version of Test Drive Unlimited. Just a fantastic car game focusing on high life, rich aspect, the car experience and more. And we just make that in Roblox. We have all the essential features, like dealerships, car colors, houses, and even more, you'll see. And because this is a demo, we don't actually have any buying cars, so now all the cars are free. So, let's start off in the most logical place to start in. What was once a candy factory is now a place for some great deals on some great cars. The first car in here is the Hurley Striker Fastback 302, 1967. A classic, iconic muscle car for screaming V8 and a beautiful body style. And not just that, it also has tons of colors like candy apple red, Acapulco blue, dark moss green, and pebble beige. And if you want an interior, you can also have it in dark aqua, light aqua, medium green, light parchment, medium saddle, charcoal black, and even more. All that for it to be the slowest car in the game. Amazing. If you prefer European, here we have the Gartenamir Delta Verona 2.0, which is a more modest pick if you just want a nice, comfortable Italian sedan. If you want Japanese, here we have the Hiroko Sakura TS. This has something the other cars in here don't. Two-tone coloring. You can paint the lower half of the car as well as the top one. If you think all those cars are too slow, then worry not. Here we have the Gonzali Alta LF Permanente T1. This is by far the fastest starter car in here. It shouldn't even be here. You may also recognize this as a starter car from Test Drive Unlimited 2, where it was also the best starter car in that game. Though my car of choice will be in this thing back here, the Hurley Striker. I'll be taking it in the classic Raven Black and red interior combo. Now, it's time to start the car and go on a little cruise. So, you may have noticed a few little things in that drive. First of all, every car in the game has its own gauge. Instead of how most other games do it, where you just have one gauge type for every car in the entire game, here we have every car's own inside interior gauge in the actual GUI. It's not a mind-blowing feature by any means, but of course it's a nice touch. And there aren't many games that even have this. The only ones I can name are Project Gotham Racing and both Need for Speed Shift games, and of course Test Drive Unlimited. And of course, right below it is the odometer. This will track how much you've driven your car in total ever since you first got it. Though however, this is only a trip odometer for now, because we don't have saving, so it's just how much you drove the car since you spawned it in. And there's also turn indicators, and hazard lights, so you can let others know when you're turning, and hazarding. And also, old cars have old headlights made out of halogen bulbs, so they don't just turn on immediately, it takes them some time. Well, that's enough of this car. Let's head to the Quadri AS dealership. The thing we love the most about Test Drive Unlimited games is the experience. You don't just open up a menu, look at a car and buy it from there. No, you drive to a dealership, walk up to it, go inside, and you can see all of the cars just standing there. You can look at them, you can customize them with all their factory colors, you can view the stats from here, you can just take in all the fine details every car in here has, all by yourself. Made even better by the fact that these dealerships are so big and grandiose and beautiful and detailed. As for the cars here, we have the Quavi Cologne RS from 2004. Fun fact, I made this car because of another game called Test Drive Roblox, which is another Drivebox type game from 2013. And we also have the cabriolet version for TDU1 car list points. Same goes for this Quadri U3, another Test Drive Unlimited 1 car. For TDU2 car list points, we have the Quadri VU3, the sports version, from 5 years later. And it doesn't even end there. We have Asphalt 8 car list points, with the Quadri SVU3 Sporting. It was a true heartbreaking moment to find out that orange isn't an official color for this car. And of course we also have the AS Reisende Teardrop RS 2021, a modern car, for those who just like wagons. We are now entering the city, the main zone of the game, San Pedro. There's a lot of parking lots, buildings, dealerships and more in this place. Truly a great place to live in if you like cars. There's also direct sea access, and even a beach. What's not to love, for me, is the fact that this entire city took me over an entire year to build. Not very nice. Oh, and of course, blocking this entire view of the beach is this shipping port. Honestly, I've been thinking about removing this altogether for a while, and replacing it with a more traditional, personal boat port, like in actual Ibiza in real life. Well, that's enough about the city and boats and the beach. I wanna recolor this car. Time to go to the auto zone. You know, this car does look good in black, but I just want it to be from Asphalt 8. Good thing we have a paint shop. It's a bit old and outdated. It doesn't look the best, but it gets the job done. Ah, there. Much better. Now I just need nitros. Not only is there a paint shop in this place, but there's 3 dealerships right next to each other. The car zone. First, we have Hurley, the most powerful dealership in the entire game. We have some iconic cars here, such as the Striker GT 2005, a reimagined retro-futuristic version of the original 1965 model. And, right next to it, is its bigger, cooler brother with racing stripes. What's even cooler is the Hurley Le Mans 2005. It's so cool in fact, it's on the cover of Test Drive Unlimited 1. And if you want a more newer car, then we have the 2017 Le Mans. Instead of having a V8, it has a V6, so it's more green and eco-friendly. Here's something really special, the Hurley Anaconda Naya Concept 2004. Removing 2 cylinders? Broke. Adding 2 cylinders? Yeah, we're woke in here. Yes, that's right. This thing has a V10, and it makes enough power to slide through every corner. Yeah, all these cars are pretty cool, but if these are too cheap and rebellious for your liking, good thing we have Italian cars coming right up. Starting with the other cover car for TDU1, the Vinzani Gallietta. My personal favorite car in this dealership. It's way too beautiful. Best car ever made. It's also a good car if you like color options. Just look at these, you can have a blue interior with orange seats. Who wants this? It also comes in more flavors. For example, the Spider version. And this is the actual cover car for TDU1. I only realized that like 2 days ago. And the original Avanzata, or Super Leggera version. These cars aren't rare enough though. Here we have the Teresa Carbone S12, 1999. 1 of 5 ever built. Do you like Italian cars? Good thing we have more, just half a minute away. The tallest building in the entire game, just for Galari. This building is just as majestic on the inside as it is on the outside. I did a very good job updating this. Another modern car for once, the Galari Ravenna GT2. And oh wow, what a list of colors this has. It even goes off the screen. I had to get all these colors from the Ferrari configurator, but since that was shut down a while ago, I had to look for some other random websites to see if any website had all these colors. And luckily there was. There was one website which had taken a screenshot of every single color. Thank you. Without you, we wouldn't be here. And right next to this one is the Galerio Maggio, with its beautiful brand new model. But this dealership isn't this big for nothing. It has a second floor. Let's go up this very beautiful spiral staircase. Yeah, this took me like 2 hours to build. So in this second floor we have not Galeries, but we have a related company, Harati. This is a Quadrifoglio GTB, a very big sedan that uses a Galerie supplied V8 engine. The Harati HC330, the ultimate Harati, made on top of the car right below it, but it's slower. But it has a wing that's wider than the car itself. I'll be driving to a pretty nice spot with this thing. It's getting day again. It is day right now, in fact. And the spot is pretty close by. I want to take a pretty nice picture for a thumbnail. And here we are already. This is my favorite spot in the entire city. Probably even the entire map of the game. It's insane to believe this entire place was at one point not even gonna be in the game. Like, a year and a half ago this was just a forest with nothing else. Crazy. But very beautiful. Look at how yellow this car is. Next, I wanna go to European Supers, which is the dealership that was added this update. But sadly, I forgot where it is. If only we had a convenient GPS button, which would show you all the locations of every dealership in the game, and how many cars they have. Oh, brilliant! Let's go there! And here we are. We have some pretty amazing cars in here. First off, the Njordr family. We have the WX-10 here, the first car in the game to reach 400 km per hour top speed. The WXR10 Carbon Edition, a more green and eco-friendly version of this car. And the ultimate, the Njordr Engel RG, the fastest car in the game, 440 km per hour, and it has some pretty amazing car colors. If you'd fancy something a bit fancier, we have the Gekota family, consisting of the V8 Diara, a car from 2001. You probably wouldn't even be able to tell with this amazing design, this panoramic glass roof. Man, these cars are so missing an interior. If you want something with 4 more cylinders and 2 more cylinder banks, we have the V12 Terevos, a concept car never produced, but it's pretty amazing. And also, the thing's exhausts are in here. I learned that pretty recently, and that's just very cool. Because we are in Roblox, a fantasy world, you can drive anything. This is a Sempra Mythos. This is based on the one Matrix CL2 supercar, which was thought to be some very rare concept car never seen before. But it was actually some art piece in Spain. But in this game, it's a crazy fast F1 powered V12 supercar. I'll be taking the Njordr Engel RG to the highway to test the top speed. And I'll get it in Cyan, which is a real color this car actually had, owned by some guy in China. Thank you to the Egg Registry for giving me this information. Before I make the top speed run, let's take a quick stop at Bob's Hypercars, a place that sells hypercars. There's some pretty interesting cars in here. The Eleganto SC91, a rotary race car which won. Don't ask how Bob got this car here. And some even cooler cars. The Kaiserliche Beispiel. This absolute behemoth of a car weighs 2,560 kilograms. Only one of these exists in the real world, and it was made to test tires. Another interesting car you probably haven't even ever seen. The Betaro ET935 concept. I doubt anyone watching this even knows what this car is. This is the Bugatti EB112 concept. I didn't even know this car existed before he made it, so that's pretty cool. Okay, now that we've seen this very nice dealership, it's time for the top speed run on the highway. Okay, go! Okay, well, I couldn't get to quite 440, but if this road was like a bit longer, I could have gone to 440 instead of 431. Time to go back and visit some dealerships, and pass by this roundabout with absolutely zero safety concerns whatsoever. This as player 1 and player 2 would have done it. The next dealership is located in Pearl Design Town. Italian Supers. There's only 2 cars here, but the 2 cars that are here are pretty special. This, the CRS Engineering Zeus, is a more mechanically simple, but design-wise more complicated version of the Bugatti EB110. If you've played 2D1, you would know what this car is, and the Vinzani Fantasma, a Murcielago with a different body. But it's really beautiful. Wow, this game has way too many Italian cars. Let's go to another country for once. Here we have British cars. If you were to ask someone what the best British car ever made is, they would probably say McLaren F1. That same person would be very happy to know that we have 4 of them in this game. The regular Emerson XP1 is already a pretty nice car. It's very beautiful, very fast. It also has many pretty cool color options. Let's take this thing racing with the XP1 LD, the road-going version of the race car. Though if you want more color options, we have the Emerson XP1 STR, the other road-going version of the race car. If you think these two were a bit too similar to the normal car, then we have the XP1 LTH, the long-tail version, and the other road-going version of the race car. This has a wide body, a longer body kit, and many more things. Now those make this, to me, one of the coolest looking cars ever made. You can't forget these 2 cars hiding in the back, the movie superstars. You should be in the front even. The Hunter Jackson JB12, 2014, made for a movie, concept car, never produced in real life. And the Hunter Jackson JB7, the one that started it all. It also has some very fancy color options. Here's another less known car, the Nachtnebel V117. This would have been the star of the show of this update, until the other Angle RG came in, and stole its spot for the fastest car in the game. But still, getting 1000 horsepower and 431 km per hour of top speed in 1995 is still pretty impressive. Let's go back to Italian cars. Already, we've got a Tonameo Delta. Ah yes, still my favorite dealership I've made in the game. Gets even better when you compare it to the old one. First up, we have the Pala, a very beautiful V6 hatchback with a panoramic sunroof. It's also got some pretty cool color options for the interior. If coupes are more of your thing, here's another V6 car, the TS V6. Next up is Italian Classics, a dark brown and black dealership to make all the beautiful red cars stand out even more. I also hope you didn't have enough of Galori, because there's even more of them here. The C87, built for the 40th anniversary of the company, the 236 GRS, the most expensive car in the world. As of 2021, the Tonameo Delta 230 Strada, a very lightweight car weighing only 750 kilograms, and also has a screaming V8. Oh yes, this car sounds so beautiful. The next dealership is here. This is Asian cars, but sadly there's only 3 cars in here. We have the tiny TSC Autota Turbo 2019, a pretty regular sports car, the Soichiro VX6 Two-Tune, the car that beat the Italians, and just like in your regular Nissan dealership next door, we have a full-on race car from the 1980s. Okay, we're almost done with all the dealerships. Let's go to the last one, used cars 2. We have the Hurley Striker V6. It's like the Striker GT, but if you just don't want the coolness of the GT, the Gonzalez Alta G4i Series 3, a more standard family civilian version of the previously seen rally version, and it even has the classic square headlights, and the Fiat Turismo 5C Turbo, a 5-cylinder turbo car. Man, I'm getting so tired of just reviewing all these cars. I wanna go row sleep in my row house. Good thing I know a pretty good spot for a house. And here we are. This house gives you a view of the beach, right in the coast of San Pedro. Now time to face my car through this closed garage door. And turn it off. What a nice image. I'm just getting started. Time for a house tour. This is the main living room area. is already bigger than where I live in real life. You've got a pretty nice couch with a big table, a big TV, a painting, and a cabinet, a proper kitchen area for eating, and an aquarium, just to fill in space. There's also 2 bedrooms. Dropbox Ultimate. I don't even know what this is, but it's some image from the toolbox and it is here now. We have to keep it. It's too good. We also have a pretty massive house feature that Test Drive Unlimited 1 and 2 have been missing this entire time. Bathroom. And as for the outside area, we have this pool, which you can't actually swim in, you just have to pretend. And a rocker chair, just facing away from the pool. We don't just have one house though, we have 2 houses. Double as much. This is a luxury treehouse. A house that's only found in off-road trails. This house is built on a large tree, on the 2nd floor, giving you a panoramic view of the entire forest, all for yourself. This also has all the typical house stuff, like a nice round kitchen, a nice round kitchen table, a living room with no reused assets whatsoever, and also 2 more bedrooms with a lot of more wood stuff, and also a pretty big balcony. Sadly, there is no bathroom here, but hey, what do you think this entire forest is out here for? This also has a very nice outdoor area, having a lot of sun chairs, little benches, and you can also have your own field if you want any organically grown cucumbers. And last but not least, the garage. Instead of having only 2 spots for cars, this has 4 double. Alright, I think that's it for this video. I've shown most of the map, all the cars, all the dealerships, all the houses, and some more stuff. There isn't really too much right now, but if you like what you saw, then you should totally go to the description and open the game link and play it for a bit maybe. And also join the Discord for update logs and teasers and sneak peeks and more. If you watched all the way until now, thank you so much, it means so much to us. And goodbye, and I hope I'll see you next time.